subscribe my channel. Hit the bell icon so that you are notified every time I post a new lesson.
Hello dear students. So ఏదైనా కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ లైక్ ఏపీపీఎస్సీ జేఎల్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఆర్ తెలంగాణ జేఎల్ ఎగ్జామ్ డిఎల్ ఆర్ గురుకులాస్ సో ఏది రాసే వాళ్ళైనా కూడా జువాలజీ పర్టికులర్గా జువాలజీ బయాలజికల్ సైన్సెస్ టెట్ డిఎడ్ రాసే వాళ్ళకు కూడా నేను చెప్పబోయే ఈ లెసన్స్ అన్నీ కూడా మీకు ఉపయోగపడతాయి. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ మనకు ముందరగా అర్థమైతే మనకు క్వశ్చన్ ఏ విధంగా ఇచ్చినా కూడా మనం ఆన్సర్ రాయగలుగుతాం. సో మనకి ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ తీసుకున్నా కూడా మనకి ప్రతి ఒక్క దాంట్లో ఫిజియాలజీ అనేది కంపల్సరీగా ఉంటుంది. సో ఈ ఫిజియాలజీని అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి నేను కొన్ని లెసన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాను. సో ఇది నేను మొదటగా ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి లెసన్ ఆస్మోరెగ్యులేషన్. సో ఆస్మోరెగ్యులేషన్ ఫస్ట్ మనం డెఫినేషన్ ఏంటి అనేది తెలుసుకోవాలి. సో ఫర్ ఎనీ టాపిక్ డెఫినేషన్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నిర్వచనం అనేది చాలా ముఖ్యం. సో డెఫినేషన్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద డెఫినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆస్మోరెగ్యులేషన్? ద మెయింటైనింగ్ ద quantity of water and dissolved solutes in balance in our body or any organism's body. So maintaining the quantity of water and amount of dissolved solutes is very important. What is meant by solutes? Solutes ante emi? So water, electrolytes and non-electrolytes constitute solutes. So electrolytes means the substances which broken down into ions are known as electrolytes. So non-electrolytes means these are not broken down into ions. Okay, so our body, మన బాడీలో ఎక్కువ శాతం నీళ్ళే అనేది ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ నీటి యొక్క క్వాంటిటీ ఎంత ఉండాలో అది ఎప్పుడు కూడా మెయింటైన్ చేయదు. సో దట్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ హోమియోస్టాసిస్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ homeostasis or osmoregulation is conducted by organs which are known as osmoregulatory organs. So osmoregulatory organs in human beings are kidney and the skin. So osmoregulation and excretory organ are closely related. So excretion means removal of nitrogenous waste material from our body. The nitrogenous waste materials are mainly ammonia, uric acid and urea. So these are the nitrogenous waste material which are removed from the body and the process is known as excretion. Okay, so osmoregulation means maintaining the quantity of water and solutes. So these two processes are conducted by organs which are known as excretory organs and osmoregulatory organs. So excretory organ or osmoregulatory organ of human beings are chordates or kidney and the skin. So when we see different phyla in an animal kingdom, so we will find different organs for excretion and osmoregulation. So for protozoans, the osmoregulatory organ is a contractile vacuole. So contractile vacuole is present which removes excess water which enters into the body of the protozoan. Protozoan is a single cell animal. Okay, so protozoans are two types, freshwater and marine water protozoans. Marine protozoans and parasitic protozoans do not have contractile vacuole. So you have to remember this one. Only the freshwater protozoans contains contractile vacuole. The marine protozoans and parasitic protozoans don't contain contractile vacuole. In them contractile vacuole is absent. Why? Induku. So marine protozoans, the environment in which they live is sea water. Okay, so it is highly saline water. Okay, 30 to 35% of salinity occurs in the sea water. So these animals maintain isotonic medium inside the body in order to cope up with the hypertonic solution of the environment. So environment లో ఉండేటువంటి హై సెలినిటీని వీటి యొక్క బాడీలో కూడా అవి పెంచుకోవడం వల్ల, సొల్యూట్స్ని పెంచుకోవడం వల్ల ఐసోటానిక్ అంటే రెండు ద్రవాలు కూడా ఈక్వల్ ఆస్మాటిక్ ప్రెషర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో సచ్ టైప్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ ఐసోటానిక్. సో ఐసోటానిక్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇంకా మనకు వాటర్ లోపలికి ఎంటర్ అయ్యేది, బయటికి పోయేది ఉండదు, కాబట్టి దే డోంట్ నీడ్ ఆస్మోరెగ్యులేటరీ ఆర్గాన్స్. Coming to parasitic protozoans. So parasites are the animals which live on other animals for the sake of food or shelter. So those are called parasites. So parasite protozoans, so they are present in the body fluids or in the cavities of other organisms. So the environment is varied for them. So maybe maybe hypertonic, more concentrated solution they may be live, or less concentrated. So for that reason they behave as conformers, osmotic conformers. So as the osmotic pressure increases, they also increase the osmotic pressure of their body fluids, so that they maintain the isotonic solution. That's why they don't contain contractile vacuoles, that is osmoregulatory organs. So for competitive exams you have to remind this one. The freshwater protozoans contain contractile vacuole for the osmoregulation, but marine protozoans and parasitic protozoans do not contain a contractile vacuole. Okay, so next, coming to the phylum Porifera. So this phylum Porifera, the sponges, all these are included in this phylum Porifera. So the excretion in these animals is by spongocyl. So spongocyl is the body cavity present inside the sponge, is called spongocyl. So water enters into the spongocyl and goes out through the spongocyl. So here excretion, that is ammonia, is removed by diffusion process. As the new water enters into the spongocyl, the cells diffuse ammonia into that water and the water is expelled out. Likewise, the nitrogenous waste material is removed from the body. So coming to the osmoregulation, cells of freshwater sponges. So marine water sponges, they maintain isotonic solution, so they don't face an osmoregulatory problem. Coming to the freshwater sponges, the body fluids of these sponges are hypertonic when compared to the surrounding environment, that is a fresh water, that is a hypotonic. So water enters into the body of the poriferans, so they face endosmosis, so that is known as endosmosis. So the excess water which enters into the body of poriferans is removed by the contractile vacuoles. Each and every cell of the sponge, freshwater sponge, contains contractile vacuole, and this contractile vacuole removes excess amount of water. So freshwater, so you have to remember that only the freshwater sponges, example Spongillida, so it contains contractile, each and every cell of the freshwater sponge contains contractile vacuole, and that vacuole removes the excess water. So the osmoregulatory organ is a contractile vacuole in freshwater poriferans. Next, coming to the ciliated or Ndarians. So these are osmoconformers. So what are these? These are osmoconformers. Osmoconformers means, so they raise their osmotic pressure to cope with the surrounding water or surrounding environment osmotic pressure. So as the surrounding environment osmotic pressure increases, the osmotic pressure inside the body fluid of a animal also increases. If the surrounding water's osmotic pressure decreases, the osmotic pressure of the body fluid also decreases. So that is known as osmotic conformers or osmoconformers. So that's why these are osmoconformers, so they don't have any osmoregulatory organs. Okay, next, platyhelminthes. So platyhelminthes, so these are the animals, mostly these are parasitic animals. So the flame cells are present, specialized cells which are known as flame cells. These are useful for excretion and also osmoregulation. So these are also known as protonephridial system. So these flame cells are present in the protonephridial system. These protonephridia are useful for excretion. So protonephridia are the nephridia in which nephrostomes are absent. You have to remember this one. Protonephridia are the nephridia in which nephrostome is absent. Okay. Next, nematodes. Nematohelminthes are nematodes. Most of these animals are parasitic animals. So that's why they don't have osmoregulatory process. So those are mostly osmoconformers, that's why they don't have osmoregulatory organs. Few nematohelminthes organisms show short-term osmoregulation. So this is confirmed by an experiment by putting these nematodes in a hypotonic solution. Then most of the cell die due to endosmosis. So this confirms that they show short-term osmoregulation. Okay. Next, annelids. So annelid, earthworms, leeches, all these comes under, nereis, all these comes under Annelida phylum. So these annelids have excretory organ nephridia. This excretory organ functions as a osmoregulatory organ also. So nephridia are meant for excretion and osmoregulation. So the type of nephridia is metanephridia. So nephridia with nephrostome is known as metanephridia. So what is the difference between protonephridia and metanephridia means you have to remember the difference. That is, nephrostome is present in metanephridia, absent in protonephridia. Okay, you got the point? Next. So in leeches. So leeches, Hirudinaria. So class Hirudinea consists of leeches, jalagalu. So in these animals excretion is through nephridia. So these nephridia are ectodermal in origin. So the nephridia present in Annelida are ectodermal in origin. You have to remember the origin also. Okay. Next, the leeches, a special type of tissue is present which is known as a botryoidal tissue. So this botryoidal tissue occupies most of the coelom of the leech and it appears in the form of a bunch of grapes. Has numerous functions. One of the function is excretion. Okay. Phylum Arthropoda. So Arthropoda excretion and osmoregulation occurs by different organs like Malpighian tubules, green glands, coxal glands. So Malpighian tubules and the hind gut are useful for osmoregulation in insects like butterfly, grasshoppers, honeybees, cockroach, all these animals. Malpighian tubules are meant for excretion and osmoregulation. So next, you also Scolopendra, Jerry and Julius, which belongs to Chilopoda and Diplopoda. So in these animals also excretory organs are the Malpighian tubules. Next, green glands. So green glands are present in crustaceans. Crustaceans means prawn, crabs and all these comes under crustaceans. Prawn means palimon and crab cancer, balanus, daphnia, all these animals comes under crustacean. In crustaceans the excretory organs are green glands. Okay, next, coxal glands. So these coxal glands are present in arachnida animals. Example, scorpion, tail and spider, saalepurugu. So in these animals the excretory organs and osmoregulatory organs are coxal glands. Okay. Next, phylum Mollusca. So in mollusks excretion occurs by metanephridia. So metanephridia are commonly known as kidneys. So these kidneys are also known as organs of Bojanus. Okay, what are the organs of excretion in molluscan means organs of Bojanus and kidneys. Either one is correct. So most marine molluscans are osmoconformers. So molluscans, most of the molluscans which are marine, all the marine molluscans, almost all the marine molluscans are osmoconformers. Okay, I think osmoconformers, you know the definition. Echinodermata. So echinodermata animals, a peculiar system is present which is known as water vascular system or umbilical system. It contains special types of cells which are known as podocytes. So these podocytes are useful for osmoregulation in echinodermata. So I hope this comparison of osmoregulatory organs in different phyla, invertebrate phyla, gives an bird's eye view regarding the osmoregulation in non-chordates. So you have to remember these along with excretion so that you may not confuse during examination. So if you compare all the phyla, comparative study makes your preparation worthy. సో ఇది ఆస్మోరెగ్యులేషన్ అనేది ఎక్స్క్రిషన్తో కలిపి చదువుకున్నారంటే మీకు ఇంకా బాగా గుర్తుండిపోతుంది. కంపారిజన్ చేయాలి, ఏ ఫైలంలో ఏముంది, ఏ ఫైలంలో ఎలా జరుగుతుంది అనేది మీరు కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు అంటే ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎటువంటి తప్పు లేకుండా మీరు రాయగలుగుతారు. మీకు నా ఈ లెసన్ నచ్చినట్టయితే నా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి. అలానే ఎవరైతే ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాయాలి, ఉద్యోగం తెచ్చుకోవాలి అనుకుంటున్నారో అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి నా వీడియోని కూడా షేర్ చేయండి. మీకు ఇంకా ఏదైనా లెసన్స్ లేదా టాపిక్స్ గురించి కావాలి అనుకుంటే ఆ పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ నాకు కామెంట్స్లో రాస్తే ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు మేక్ అనదర్ వీడియో. హ్యాపీ స్టడీయింగ్.